People have been wondering what the next big thing that will be invented will change humanity forever. But what if I told you something like that is already being developed, is already being made, maybe right under your nose? Recent advancements in electric vehicles and electric cars are some of the most shocking changes to our modern interpretation of travel we've even seen thus far. Through advancements such as rechargeable vehicles, popularization of electric cars, and even the development of an electric semi-truck, electric cars may be the next big technology boom if they aren't that already. So, you might be thinking, what makes an electric vehicle something like a great piece of technology or something that would cause a technology boom? Well, creating a vehicle that can be charged was the first step into changing what we thought was possible with electric vehicles. Charging a car is much easier than finding fuel for a regular one, which requires a lot more infrastructure in order to achieve that process, such as drilling for oil, manufacturing that gas, and distributing that gas through the construction of gas stations, which are really bad for the environment. Energy.gov even states, since the electric grid is most available everywhere, there are a variety of options for charging, at home, at work, or even on the road. Another thing to consider is the additional price of gasoline used per year by each car. An electric car has this number brought to zero and instead is factored into maybe the electric price that you use at home rather than you having to factor in more money used for gas. Speaking of emissions and gas-powered vehicles, with more people investing in electric cars, the amount of emissions has been declining since. With concerns growing on the environmental impact of gas-powered vehicles, an electric alternative proves to be a bright future. Housefather of carbonbrief.org states, in 2019, the lifetime emissions per kilometer of driving a Nissan Leaf were about 3 times lower than average for a conventional car, even before accounting for the failing carbon intensity of electricity generation during the car's lifetime. Some may argue that by having an electric vehicle and having that electricity be generated by fuel emitting factories, that might be counterintuitive, when in fact it is much smaller footprint than initially having the infrastructure of a gas station on top of the fact that each car produces its own carbon emissions. So, let's think about the future of electric vehicles. We have the electric car, but where could we go from there? An exciting development in electric vehicles could be Tesla's new electric semi-truck, and that could mean a greener future and sooner than you think. Tesla's development of an electric semi-truck changed how versatile the electric vehicle could be. A large part of ground transportation is done with semi-trucks, and the introduction of an electric version of that could mean huge changes to the amount of fuel used by cars and other things in the future. Cakebread of Business Insider states, Tesla is able to penetrate the market. Its semi has the potential to take a lot of gas guzzlers off the road. Some of the biggest gas emission footprints come from semi-trucks. With this new kind of truck, it can greatly reduce those emissions in the future. Here we can see a graph of how cars' emissions and medium to heavy duty trucks account for more emissions than even planes. And to be honest, if this technology and this mindset of making vehicles more efficient and transportation more efficient continues, then that number could be on a steady decline, and we could even see the end of or minimal end of fossil fuels. So, through the advancements such as rechargeable vehicles, popularization of electric cars, and the new development of electric semi-trucks, we can see that electric cars are an important new technology being developed right now. So, if you're ever wondering what amazing thing is just around the corner, it may just be the electric vehicle.